everyone! It's Miss Willow. Here is a fantasy story of mine. Here it goes.
The dragon has not been found yet, he murmured. Let it sit there until dawn, maybe. The captor of the beast threw the chains of which were tied to the dragon aside, and marched away from the forested mountains. The wind blew wildly. Willow grew afraid of a storm which she feared would approach, until her walk through the tall trees ended at the cold breath of a beast. She stopped in her tracks and watched carefully as she bent her head upward. Just an inch from her nose was the tough skin of a green creature. It snarled and its chest heaved with large angry breaths. Willow darted backwards. This creature, this dragon, now that she has a better look at it, was not happy. Her jaws wide open in awe, she retreated to hide behind a thick tree. She watched the surrounding area where this dragon appeared, but she did not see it leave. All of a sudden, while catching her breath, a large cracking chain sound crashed around her as the dragon lunged to the side, paying little attention to her. It clawed and scratched and dug its large claw into the dirt under it. She watched as she noticed a chain wrapped around a tight muzzle and harness, around the dragon's snout, and connected to its wings and front legs, trapping it. The chain led to a large, giant metal staple-like block holding it into the rocks behind the dragon. The creature clearly struggled as it lunged and cried, every here and there giving up its efforts and sitting back down, laying its head in between its paws, kind of like a dog laying down. The creature turned its head to the side and breathed heavily. She could see a tear in its eye if she wasn't mistaken. As the many encounters with dragons she's had, she knew what she was going to do. Willow walked forward and tried to talk calmly to the dragon and tried to show him that she was trying to be kind. She spoke to it. "Hey, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm here to help. You're clearly trapped." She knelt down beside the dragon and saw a notorious branding on some of the leather harness, which she recognized as belonging to a group of folks who hated dragons and other creatures of myth. She knew that this was not a good sign. She started to untie the straps of the harness and try to unhinge some of the contraptions holding the muzzle together. The dragon opened its eyes, noticing her actions. Its eye pupils became paper-thin, and its eyes massive in fright. The dragon yelled and stood up quick, as Willow was still holding onto the harness. She held on tight, afraid of how tall this dragon ended up being. She was not expecting the creature to become this way. As the dragon flung her around, trying to get this stranger off, Willow finally unlatched the last chain. "Yes! Got it! Dragon, please let me down! I'm trying to help you!" she called out. She was very scared and could not just let go. The dragon thrashed about and eventually flung the harness off of itself. As soon as this occurred, the creature realized what was happening. He stopped, suddenly, and bent its neck down and let Willow down. The dragon breathed quickly, its teeth and its jaws showing, as it watched her with a shocked expression. It looked to the side as the harness lay on the ground and the chains free from its back. Willow gently reached forward, afraid, and pulled the muzzle off the creature's snout. The dragon didn't move a muscle as the leather fell off its face and landed on the moss below. Willow watched as the dragon was so relieved to be free that it did not understand what to do. She realized that the creature was not intentionally cruel and fierce, but scared, as the dragon closed its eyes and bowed its head to her. It leapt forward and grabbed her shoulders with its large claws. The dragon's green snout came forth, and the creature gave her cheek a big, thankful lick, like a puppy. The creature jumped about happily and free and flapped its wings. After the dragon fully thanked her for her gift of freedom, it called out happily and roared before bolting into the sky. Willow walked into the clearing for a moment and looked up. What she saw made her smile. She saw a flock of green dragons flying, and then one other joining them in rejoicing. The end.